Okay, so today we are going over our next assignment called Narrative Letters. And for this assignment, the idea is that I want you to think about how letters can not only tell a story through text, but how they can help convey emotion and become integrated visually through design. And so we'll go over a few different examples. Hand lettering can be very effective in really helping to show the story. So first we'll start with comic text as image, and I'm sorry these images are blurry, but this is work by Emily Carroll, and I think her work is so beautiful and really innovative and interesting. She's well known for her comic book Through the Woods, which is a collection of short horror stories. And the details really come through in her drawings and the delicate line work, but it also comes through in how the lettering is really integrated and a part of the story and the visual image. This one's another really good example. Especially this piece on the right where, she has the wolf there and the lettering comes on top of it, and she emphasizes different words to really convey the part that is meaningful, and it really helps to bring across that creepiness that coincides with her storytelling. This is another example by Lila Rogers. This is just a short comic, and in this one, the lettering just has a really nice whimsical feel to it that fits the story and, fits the characters. I really love this artist, Abby M. James. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But she makes these really funny, kind of satirical, but just kind of sarcastic and cynical comics about these sad girls and the shenanigans that they get into. But I love this image, and you can really feel what the character is feeling, not just through the drawing of the character, but also because of the lettering. This one is a little bit different. It's not as much of a comic, but I always enjoy Mary Kate McDevitt's illustrations and how she combines lettering and character and really creates these beautiful compositions where the lettering becomes the main character and plays a significant role. These are some more examples. These are her samplers, so they go out to clients and just show her work. But I think these are really great examples of how lettering can play a significant role and interact and really become an illustration. So this is something to keep in mind for this assignment. Okay, so the other option for this assignment, thinking about how letters can play a role in narrative illustration, is book covers. So this is one of my favorites by Jillian Tamaki, and this is actually all hand embroidered. But I love the way that she's done the letters here for the title and on the spine and on the back, but just the way that these letters really feel like they're a part of the illustration and they fit in, and they're also just really interesting. They're very unique. This is an example by our own Lisa Perrin at Micah. I love these letters. They're more designery than illustration, but they're just they're really fun in the way that she's manipulated the shapes and the different strokes of the letters, and then how they interact with the illustrations in the background. These are more examples by Jessica Hish, And what I enjoy about these ones is that they don't have as much illustration, but the lettering that she does still conveys so much of the story and the feeling of the story. So that's something I also really want to emphasize, is that the lettering you choose should fit and should emphasize the story that you're telling. This is another example by John Gray. This one is just interesting because, you know, the letters really have a life of their own and have a kind of interesting feeling to them. Okay, and then coming back to Emily Carroll, this is the cover of her stories. And again, I just think, you know, how we get these kinds of drips and, you know, everything it's whimsical, but it also really plays into the edginess that she's going for. Okay, so these are actually some examples from previous semesters that I thought were very strong. Leah chose the book Night, which is about a concentration camp and someone's experience there. So that's, you know, pretty dark material, but I think Leah really handled it in an interesting way. This is actually a photograph. So she took this wiring to kind of imitate the barbed wire and also I believe the entrance fence that had an iron gate. So she was hearkening to details in this story. And she also was really attentive to the lighting and how that affected everything. This is Jamie Brody, and she chose Despero. And I thought this was a great example of how you can integrate lettering design with illustration and character. So each of the letters kind of becomes a little place to show part of the story. And then this one's by Lucy Nagayan, which is just really lovely illustration. The lettering feels very well thought out and developed, and the lettering and illustration really integrate together to create a cohesive visual image. So for this assignment, your options are, you can choose to either create a short 2 to 4 page comic with hand lettering that plays a significant role. So if you choose that one, the dimensions will be no smaller than 8 by 10 per spread. The other option is you can create a book cover where hand lettering also plays a significant role. And for that, the dimensions are 6.25 by 9.25 inches. So that's 6 by 9 with a 1/4 inch bleed. And that's just for the front cover. So it will be that times 2 plus the spine. So the total should be, 12.5 by 9.25 plus a spine. So maybe another 1/2 inch. So maybe 13 inches by 9.25 if the height is 9 inches. For the medium, you can choose traditional, mixed media, or digital. I'm very open to what medium you choose. Just keep in mind to choose something that helps to tell the story that you're showing. And please keep in mind to have good craftsmanship. For the deadlines, please check in Canvas or Blackboard for those details. And please make sure to double check all of the details and all the expectations for this assignment, including the rubric.